Hello everybody out there in Flosstube world. This is Vicki, aka the Virginia Stitcher, coming to you with my latest Flosstube video. It is number 23, Flosstube number 23, and today is March 17th. It is St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day everybody. I'm shaking the camera. I am trying a new setup. I'm trying to film on my iPhone. The last video I put up, the tour of my crafting space, I had filmed on my iPhone and it looked like it came out really clear. So I'm trying that today. Usually I film on my iPad, but then I have to kind of prop everything up and kind of jerry-rig it to hold my iPad up. This is on a little clip stand that I had purchased with a small ring light. So I'm going to try this. Hopefully I have enough light, good sound, good video quality, and all of that for you guys. So I had, of course, made my couple of little bullet notes. I'm going to try not to shake the table because that seems to be shaking the camera. I wanted to welcome you all here and just thank you for those that are tuning in for the first time. Welcome. I hope you enjoy what you see, and I want to thank each and every one of you that come back again and again and who have subscribed to my channel, who have commented on my videos, and just interacted, and done, all of the things that I love. I love getting to know you guys, and I'm so glad that you like watching my videos. So I had a bunch of comments on my last video. My last video was the tour of my craft room. A lot of people said they loved the tour, so thank you so much. Like I said, it's not anything really fancy. It is organized well enough for me so I can pull up and find whatever I'm looking for. So hopefully, I'm glad it gave some good ideas to some of you. And in it, I asked if you wanted a kit parade, just let me know. And there are so many people off the last two videos that said, yes, they would like to see a kit parade. So I'm hoping to get that filmed next week. That is my plan. Be ready, buckle up, have a cup of coffee, water, whatever you're drinking, wine, and you're stitching, sit back, get comfortable, because I have quite a few kitted projects, whether they are fully or partially kitted. So I will show you everything that is even partially kitted. So there are quite a few. So get ready for that one. And I'm planning on doing that next week. So let me get right into WIPS. What have I been up to the last couple of weeks? A lot. I have, again, worked on several different projects. I've worked on some of my WIPGO pieces. I started, had a new start, and things like that. So I have lots to show you guys, so I'm ready to get started. So here we go. So the first thing that I wanted to show you was a Blackbird Designs piece that I wanted to start because I'm ready for spring. And this one is called Merrily, Merrily, We Welcome Spring by Blackbird Designs. This is not brand new, but I don't think it's that old of a chart. So this is what this one looks like. It's by Blackbird Designs. And I am using all of the called for over-dyed flosses. They're on this ring right here. So these are a lot of pretty much standard Blackbird colors that they like to use. And I am stitching this on a piece of 28 count Lugana in the color Silver Linings by Seraphim. I picked this piece up at the Steel City Stitchers Retreat at the Crafty U pop-up shop that they had there. And this is my progress. Let me see if I can hold this up close for you guys so you can get a good look at what I've gotten done so far. So when you had seen this last time, I had partially did this border here, just this much, and I had done this little kind of every other stitch little outer border here on this part of the ABCs. So I had come in and I had filled in some of the leaves and the berries here and brought the border, this vining border, the outer one, down farther. And then I had done some of these ABCs and things like that. So this is how far I am on this piece. And I am loving this one. This is so fun to stitch on. So that's what this one looks like so far. And so that was my WIP number 1. And then my WIP number 2, whoops, let me put this stuff all back away so I don't get too confused. This was also a bag that I had purchased at the Crafty U when I was there at StitchCon. So that houses my Blackbird Designs piece. Oop, this goes in there too. That with it. The next one that I worked on this last couple of weeks is the map of Hawk Run Hollow. And I'm going to see if I can show this without it glaring too badly. So it looks like, I think my camera's on the opposite side on my phone. It looks like this. And I picked this up and I worked on it a couple more days. There was a Zoom, I am a part of a Zoom group, signed up for, her name is Pam in Stitching in the Land of Good Enough. She hosts a once a month Zoom on a Thursday. I think it might be like the second Thursday of the month or something like that, where she does Hawk Run Hollow Zoom. And anybody who's working on a Hawk Run Hollow, I think the Zoom might be closed. I'm not sure. You would have to check with Pam. Her Flosstube channel is Stitching in the Land of Good Enough. But I joined the Zoom. I've done it about 3 Zoom calls and worked on various different hawk runs that I have. But this is my piece, my map of hawk run. And this is how far I was able to get on this one. I was working on this before the Zoom for a couple of days, and I got all of this over in here done. But then during the Zoom call, I was working on the wing, part of the wing of the hawk over here. And he does span the whole length of the one side of the piece. So his wing will come completely down the side. So I still have quite a bit more of his wing left to do. So it is here. As you can see, it comes all the way down, and I've only done to about here. So I still have all of this much more of his wing to go. I am gonna have to probably take things out of the plastic with this little tiny ring light. It's not that big of a ring light. It's probably about a 3-inch circle, but it is casting a lot of glare on my on the plastic. So this one I am stitching with most of the called for DMC colors, except for a couple that I switched out for a different DMC, and I just have them in these floss away bags on a ring. So that is what I'm using for the Hawk Run Hollow piece. And the fabric is Heartland by Picture This Plus. And I'll show it to you one more time. And the reason I picked this was I wanted something that looked a little bit like a weathered map. So Heartland by Picture This Plus. One of the colors I do know that I switched out was the blue for the water. The color was kind of a gray-green color, and I wanted a little bit more blue. So that's what, how far I was able to get on that one. Now, one of my little dogs just ran back in here. I'm hoping she stays quiet. She doesn't like me to lock her out. She cries. She gets separation anxiety. She usually wants to be with me. So if I shut a door and I shut her out, she cries at the side of the door. I don't know if you'd be able to hear her crying on the other side of the door, but if she sits in here quietly, there's a dog bed right by my desk here in my craft room, and she's laying on the dog bed. So she's being good right now. So if you watched my video of my craft room tour, she made a little tiny appearance. She showed up for a little while in that one. She was hanging out on her dog bed, and then she moved over into my video for a minute. She was rolling around on the carpet. So that was another WIP I was working on this week. I'll stuff everything back in the bag later. And then the next piece I pulled out, this is in one of my large Garon Toten Bag bags by Garon Toten Bags. This one is my Heartstring Samplery. His eye is on the sparrow, and it looks like this. I'm gonna have to get used to the camera being on the other side. So it looks like this, and I have started up here in this upper left-hand corner. My goal for the year, I would like to finish this whole top portion where it comes up to where it says his eye is on the sparrow. So, you know, finish this house and everything. If I can finish this whole top portion, I'd feel like I at least got a good amount accomplished this year on that one. This one I am using a mix of the called for overdyed cotton threads, but I also, some of the colors I could not find when I was kitting this up, and I substituted in some Victorian motto colors. So the blue piece, the blues, the red that the border flowers is in, and a couple other colors here. But most of it is the called for colors, and I am stitching this one on a piece of 32 count Lugana in the colorway Vintage Country Mocha. And I am really enjoying this piece. What I like about it is it has lots of small motifs. So as you're going along and stitching it, you feel like you get little accomplishments done. So if you only have a couple hours to sit and stitch, you feel like you get somewhere. I'm gonna go ahead and fold it over. So this is how far I was able to get on this one so far. So I have, since you last saw this, I was able to fill in the deer. I needed to fill him in. I did this bird. Let's see, what else did I do? The butterfly here, the little butterfly, the bird. This is just the start of the handle of the urn, the flower urn. There's a flower here on the side of the house, and then the house will start. And I brought over the border a little bit. So this is how far I am on his eye is on the sparrow. And I am, like I said, really enjoying this piece and having a lot of fun. In fact, I like it so much, I am tempted to get, I'm really seriously thinking of getting Consider the Lilies, the sister piece to this one. I know it's another big one, but I'm having so much fun with this one. I think I would really like to do that one too. So we'll see. We'll see. I may end up with that one. So I worked on this one, and that's how far I got on this one. Every time I do these videos, I know, you know, I'm talking to you, my stitchy friends, but I always feel discombobulated sometimes when I'm doing it. I feel like I don't know, not articulating myself perfectly or whatever, but it is what it is. I am who I am, and this is me. So I'm a little bit of a mess, a little bit of a hot mess sometimes. So the next piece that I was working on, this one is on my WIPGO, and it actually wasn't originally on my WIPGO. I wonder if I still have that piece laying around here somewhere. I do. Oh, here it is. Originally on my WIPGO board for this number that was called this month, which was 21, the number 21, I had my Joan Elliott's A Year of Silhouettes. I'm going to go ahead and take it out of the plastic. And it was this piece right here. And I love the fabric that I'm stitching it on. And I think the design is really, really pretty. I'm stitching it in black, and I started it in November for Jacob from Modern Folk Embroidery, his black sampler November. So I started this in November and was working on this. And this is a piece of Picture This Plus Charm, a 16 count Aida. And I love this fabric. It's beautiful. Love it, love it. It's like a tie-dye pink looking fabric, but I wasn't enjoying stitching on it. And when it came up, what made me realize it, and I'll show you a little bit closer up what I had done. I had gotten this part of the January block done. And I actually had come in for about an hour, and I was working right in here. This is part of the girl's scarf. There's a couple of ice skaters here in the thing. And I wasn't wanting to pick it up. I really didn't want to stitch my 10 hours on it. That's my goal on each of my projects in my WIPGO. And I don't know why. So I think I'm just going to set this one aside for a while, put it in a little bit of a timeout, and work on other WIPs. and then rethink if I want to still continue on this. It's not that I don't like the fabric. It's not that I don't think the pattern's pretty. And the pattern's fine. It's easy enough to read. I'm just not feeling it. I don't, you know, sometimes you feel your pieces, sometimes you don't. Maybe I don't like working all in black. I don't know. This is the first time I've used just black thread, you know, tried to do something all in black. And that could be why. So I ended up switching my number 21 on my WIPGO board for a piece that I had put down that I wanted to finish for the year. And I decided to do this one and see if I could push it to a finish this month. And this one is by Little House Needleworks. Take it out of the plastic. And it's called Home of a Needleworker 2. So I picked it up and I did my 10 hours. So I did finish my 10 hours on this one, but I want to continue to work on this one over the next couple of weeks and see if I can finish it. But here's what I have so far. I am using the called for Classic Colorworks overdyed cottons, and except for the roof. I did switch out that one. I wanted a more variegated. It was in this cocoa color, which really wasn't variegated. So you can see that in this upper border. So I switched it for La Tierra by Classic Colorworks, and then just kind of worked it in a patchy way so that it wouldn't look just stripy, and used it for my roof. I just wanted some more variation in the roof color. And then, so what I had done in that 10 hours is I had come in and worked all over in here. I had the outline of the H done, but I hadn't put the little house in there. And so I came in and I did all the rest of this part of the lettering that I finished. I still need to finish the word needleworker. And then there's 2 borders that run down here. Looks like the blue, like a blue ribbon. And then this border again is on the bottom. So I still have that left to do. And I think I can get that done this month. I'm working this on it said it was a 16 count Ada. And I believe this is the color white chocolate. But the holes seem bigger to me. It almost seems like a 14 count. So I'm not sure if this is a 16 count or a 14 count, but I have a feeling this was mislabeled and it's a 14 count. I had also come over here in my 10 hours and did this. This here, all of this under the house. I filled in these couple of leaves and the flowers here. And then, like I said, I did all of this. So that's what I was able to get done in the 10 hours. And I think this is going to be a cute piece. It looks like I was measuring, and I think this will fit in an 8 by 10 frame when it's finished. So I want to go out and look for an 8 by 10, just a simple frame, no matting, with an easel back. Then I'm hoping to maybe, you know, sit back here, you know, maybe put it on top of this box right here, and, you know, somewhere up here on my bookcase. And have my Home of a Needleworker here in my craft room. So that was another WIP I was working on. And like I said, it was my WIPGO. So I did get number 21 complete. I did do my 10 hours. So I marked it out and have a finish on that WIPGO goal. So I still have to, for this month, work on number 15, which is a changed world. So for the last half of the month, I'm going to be working on my WIPGO goal for that. In fact, that's the next one up here. I was able to pick that piece up and work a little bit on it yesterday and this morning. So I do have a little progress on it. Now, a changed world by the Scarlet House is what this one is. Let me take it out of its plastic for you guys. It is the one that I said I was off in my counting. I was working on this at the Steel City Stitchers retreat. And then I noticed that I'm up here at the top. I noticed that I must have dropped this line of floral, the little floral motif line here. I must have dropped it too far down, because when I started stitching, so my berry bowl and this whole line was a few stitches too far down. Because when I started stitching the next line where it says learning to be still, I realized that that line was going to drop down too far. It wasn't going to be the same distance as the rest of the lines. So I had told you that I was going to need to do some frogging on that one. And somebody, a couple of commenters on that video had said, have you ever thought about, just refiguring your top and not frog it out? And I thought, I'm going to have to see if my lettering will still fit in the space and not run over top of the berry bowls on either side. And I did. I sat there and I looked at the pattern and I counted stitches and all of that kind of thing. And it's going to work. I did not need to frog. And I can live with what I have here. So I was able to come in and do these other 2 lines here that say learning to be still, yearning to be free. That's what I worked on yesterday and this morning a little bit. Now I'm going to have a little bit more space here, but I'm fine with that. So I'm just going to make sure that when I do this side and I do this other berry bowl, that I line it up, that it comes into the same spot as the one over here on the left-hand side, that the right-hand berry bowl comes the same. And then from this line down, I'm going to try to have it match the rest of the pattern, because I have enough fabric that if I have like an extra, 5 stitches here, 3 to 5 stitches, that's fine. That's not going to be a big deal to me. Now this one I am stitching on a piece of 16 count Aida in the color Caramel Macchiato by Fiber on a Whim. Oh, I'm sorry, not 16 count, 18 count. And I am for the black here, all of this and the lettering, I am using the Anchor floss that's black. And like I had said before, I don't notice it covering any better than DMC. That's my opinion. I know some of you probably prefer Anchor, but in my opinion, I don't see a difference. I don't see that it does any better. This is actually 18 count, and usually I work with a 16 count. And when I've worked with a 16 count before, I've had great coverage with DMC. I haven't seen any problem getting any better or any worse coverage with either. So this one I am stitching with all of the DMC called for colors, except the red color. The red color, the DMC that it called for, I forgot what the number was. It was a little bit brighter of a red than I wanted. So I went through my stash and I pulled out, this is Classic Colorworks Cupid, to put in its place. It's still bright. It's got a little bit of variegation going in it, but it's not quite as bright as the DMC color that it was calling for. I want to say it was like 304, 321. It was like a Christmas red, really bright color. And then here's my Anchor, my black Anchor spool that I'm using with it. But the rest of it is all of the called for DMCs. So I'm planning, my plan for the rest of the month is to get the rest of my 10 hours on this. And actually my ultimate plan for it, I think I've worked maybe 2 hours on it. So I'd have about 8 hours more to work on this piece before the end of the month to meet my WIPGO goal. I'm trying to stay with my WIPGO goals. I'm trying not to get behind. I'm trying to finish them in the month that they're called. Not going to say that that's going to happen for the whole year. Because if I don't, then, my plan would be to have it finished by the end of the year, all of my WIPGO goals. But I'm trying to stay on track every month so I don't get too far behind. That's what I did last year. I got behind on a couple of months and I just couldn't catch up. I just got too far behind and I didn't get a blackout, and it didn't bother me. It wasn't like a huge deal. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, I'm so upset, I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry myself to sleep. I didn't make my goal. So my ultimate goal for this one is, even if it's been more than, the 10 hours, I want to try to finish this whole top section. So, finish the part over here and bring the rest of the flower border over and this line. And you can see there's little stitches in here. Finish those little stitches also all the way across and down. So that is my progress on A Changed World by the Scarlet House. One of the things I was thinking about while I was stitching this, and I was reading the wording on this, I know this was probably designed by the Scarlet House during the pandemic, the height of the pandemic and COVID. But I thought with all of the world events that are going on right now, with the stuff going on in Europe with the Ukraine, I thought the words are still so fitting. And it just makes me think of that also. It's the world has changed, and so have we. Learning to be still, yearning to be free. And then it says at the bottom, truth can be very elusive to man. With faith as our compass, resolutely we stand. And then it just says, work by my hand in the year, whatever. I am really, I just, you know, the Slava Ukraina, you know, glory to Ukraine, to see how resolutely they are standing and fighting, and their leader and just everything, and that they're having to sit and be still. Like the last I saw in the news was that Kiev was in a 36-hour lockdown. That means they have to be still, but yearning to be free, you know. So I thought that, you know, I pray about them, pray for them every day and think about them while I'm stitching even. So my next WIP is my piece that I've been showing to you guys. This is my Steel City Stitchers piece. I didn't actually start it at my Steel City Stitchers retreat, but I did pick up the pattern and the fabric there, and then I had to wait till I got home to get to pull some flosses for it. And this is my One Nation piece by Bygone Stitches, and it's the one that it's the flag with all of the stars, the 50 stars and the 50 states in the order that they joined the Union. And I am stitching this one on a piece of Haunted by, where's my little piece of paper? This is a 28 count Lugana by Seraphim called Haunted that I'm stitching this one on. And so my goal for this one is to try to do a star and a state pretty much every week. If I miss I have a few weeks leeway to have this done for the next year at the Steel City Stitchers retreat. So if I fall a little bit behind, I'm going to try not to be behind anytime soon, because I'm going to try my best to stay on top of it. And then I know I've got a vacation planned in a couple of months, so it might mean that I miss a week or two. So that'll be fine if I'm staying on track up until then. So this is, let's see if I can get the wrinkle out of there. Hold it up straight for you guys. Like I said, this is Seraphim 28 counted Haunted. Why is this hanging so crooked? What is going on here? Maybe it's because I have this needle minder in it. I don't know. And I have my 5 stars for the 5 weeks I've been working on it so far, and my 5 states. The white maybe would be a little harder to see from on the camera, but it does show up in person. So I got up to, I got Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, and Connecticut. And as I'm going along, I'm trying to also, when I, you know, if I have time that month, also fill in some of the lines, you know, get some of the lines here, and the gridding for the blue star filled here, you know, work on some of that. So I did do a little bit of that. I did a little bit of this blue down here and filled in the stripe, some of this red stripe for the next row while I had it out and was working on it. So I'm loving this piece. I already know where I want to put it. Showed it to my husband. I said, right outside of my craft room is a hallway, a small hallway. There is a full bath right outside the door of my craft room. And then there's this little short hallway till you get to, you turn the corner and it's our rec room. You know, the rest of our finished basement part over there. That's where I usually will sit and watch TV with my husband and do some stitching in there sometimes. So this little hallway, I want to put, make it a patriotic hallway. I want to put my Lady of the Flag. There's one small wall between 2 doors. I want to put her there. And as I walk out of my craft room and I look straight ahead, there is a wall there that this flag is going to fit perfect on. And that's where I'm going to put it. I already told him, I said, I have a place for this. I said, it'll be a year. I'm working on it. I hope to have it done in a year. But next year, I want to have this hanging on that wall. So that's my plans for that one. Now, my next piece that I was working on is another one that, this one is my, my StitchCon piece. So this one, when I went to StitchCon last year in 2021, was my first stitch retreat ever. I met two women there and we have become friends. We text frequently, talk frequently together. We get together every now and then and stitch. We go to the Ocean City retreats together, and we went to the Steel City Stitchers retreat together and sat together. We started this piece. We saw this hanging on the wall at Keepsakes, and it's called A Quaker Study, and this is by Scarlet House Samplings. We all saw this on the wall and decided that we all three loved it and wanted to stitch it. So we said, why not stitch it together? So we all picked out fabric and flosses at Keepsakes and started it at StitchCon last year. So our goal is to finish this one at StitchCon this year, which will be in June of this year. So I have a couple of months. And so I got this out and I thought I want to start working, like doing 30 minutes a day on this one. And so I pulled it back out. This one is stitched on a 16 count Aida. Let me get my piece of paper out here. And by Mystic Fabrics in a color called All the Things. And then I'm stitching it with one Threadworks color, 1043. So it's a variegated thread, and it's just one thread. So when I pulled it out and worked on it, I was working down here. So I got these motifs under this row of alphabets. I got that finished this last couple of weeks, just working on it, you know, for about half an hour in the mornings. And so I still have, there's another row of alphabets and another little section down here. So I still have this much down here to do. So I need to do these little motifs here, these 4 smaller star motifs, that row of alphabets, and then this section down here. And I will have this one finished. So my plan is to get it done, you know, except for maybe a couple of these little motifs, have it finished, and except for that, and finish it at StitchCon. So that is the plan, and I'm loving it. It's so pretty. Cindy's stitching hers on a piece of linen with red silk flosses, and Madeline is stitching hers on a, I believe, an even weave with a different Threadworks color. Kind of similar to mine, but a little bit different, her Threadworks color. And I'll tell you what, theirs are beautiful. I love it. Love seeing the difference. And so we all decided to do it slightly different and do it all together and see how it would look. So here's the rest of my skein of my Threadworks so that you can see the variegation going on in there. This is what I'm using to stitch this one on that 16 count Aida. Loving this piece. So I am going to still work on this probably for the next few weeks, and then I'll probably have it stitched up and ready to wait for StitchCon. Now, my next piece is, and the last WIP I was working on, is a new start. This is one that I told you I went to In Stitches in Alexandria, Virginia. It was my first time ever going there. I've lived in Virginia for, I don't know, 40 years more. And I don't know how long In Stitches has been there, but this is my first time ever going to In Stitches. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I picked up this project, this pattern. Let me go ahead and take it out of the plastic for you guys. It's an ink circles pattern, and they had it stitched on the wall. And this one I had seen before. Somebody had been stitching it on either Instagram or Facebook, or Flosstube. And I saw it and I liked it a lot. And I thought, wow, I might want to do that one day. Then I saw the model at In Stitches and I said, yes, I definitely want to do this one. So this one is Dog's Declaration by Ink Circles. This is what it looks like. There's even some glare on this, even with just paper. So I picked this up and I started this. I am using, I'm using the call for the DMC conversion. This does call for Baldani threads, and instead I'm doing it in the DMC conversion. And I put it on a floss card. So this is what my what the colors look like. I purchased these floss cards from Amazon, and I thought I wanted to try and use it. And how I store it is I just kind of wrap it around it and stick it in my bag. So that is my the DMCs, except for I did switch in a Gentle Arts Brown Bear for the brown parts and the lettering. And this is how far I got. This is on a piece of white Lugana, and I believe, is this one a 28 or a 32 count? I'll have to look. This is how far I got on this. This is just my needles threaded, waiting for me to get some more work done on this one. Look at this puppy. I think I counted there's about 14 dogs in here, all over the place. And some squirrels and some birds, and there's flowers and trees and plants and things. And at the very bottom is a little dog house. So cute. And an acorn for the dot of the I. So I have LIF. I need to put the E in for life. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of squirrels. And if you see, I'm going to see if I can show it to you guys. This is where I was. This is where I was working. So there's a little puppy dog and the word life that I started. But you see there's another dog here. There's just dogs and squirrels all through here. And at the very bottom down here is a little dog house. It is adorable. This is such a cute piece. Like I said, I'm stitching this one on 32 count Lugana. I put it in my project bag that I made, a little doggy project bag. Made this bag following Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch, her tutorial on how to do I don't know if it's called a zipper front project bag or what the name of it is, but it was a one she put out a little while back. And this is a 32 count Lugana in the color antique white. Oops, sideways. So there you go. And that's what I have done so far. Having fun, enjoying this one. I want to stitch on this one still some more before it gets put away for a little while I rotate other pieces in. But those are all of my WIPs for the last couple of weeks. That's what I've been working on. So now I want to, let me make sure I went over everything with you guys. Yeah, on my WIPs. So now I want to show you, I received some Happy Mail and a little gift. So I thought I'd go and show you guys that. First of all, there is a Flosstuber. Her name is Lindsay, and her Flosstube channel is Blushing Pink Stitches, and she's over in the UK. Well, a few weeks back, she won one of my giveaways, and so I sent the chart out to her and everything. Well, she was so sweet and sent me a thank you card, but not only just any kind of thank you card, she stitched me a thank you card. Look at this beautiful card. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that sweet? So she stitched that and then wrote a really sweet note inside. And I just thought it was gorgeous. I had to contact her immediately and tell her I received her card and thank you so much. And the other funny thing is, I even had to show it to my husband. When it came in the mail, it was stamped Royal Mail. It was the very first time I've ever received Royal Mail, anything from the UK. So this was her lovely card that she sent me, and I am going to cherish this and put it on display in my craft room. And I just thought, how sweet, how perfectly sweet is that? And then yesterday I went to go get the mail. I was out in the front yard, I was pulling some weeds, and then I thought, let me get the mail and bring it in. And I I got a little lovely surprise. This card came from Sue, and she sent me a Valentine card, similar design, where she sews a piece of fabric onto a piece of poster board and makes a postcard out of it. Isn't this adorable? It is so cute. Thank you so much, Sue. That was just so sweet. Both times her cards have come in the mail the day before the holiday. I don't know how she has it figured out, but she has it down perfect. So I showed it to my husband. I said, look at this. This is so sweet. Little puppy dogs dressed up for St. Patty's Day. So that is perfect. This is so sweet. Thank you so much, Sue. I loved it. And I love getting happy mail. And when you call, Flosstubers call it happy mail, they say, hey, I've got some happy mail. And it really, really, really is happy mail. You go to the mailbox, it's full of junk mail, maybe a bill, you know, a bunch of little flyers or something like that. And then you get something like this tucked in there. And it just makes your day. So little sweet notes, little cards. That is so cute. Thank you so much. I love it. And then I got a little gift from my grandson. I have 3 grandsons and 2 granddaughters. Well, he's my middle grandson. He's 12. His name is Joseph. And he made me in his, I guess they don't call it home ec anymore, but it's a class that he's taken at school. And he made this little strawberry. Isn't that adorable? And he said, Mimi, I wanted you to have this. And he gave it to me because he knows I sew. And I told him, this is perfect. It's just filled with some fiberfill. He made a little top to go on it and sewed it up, sewed it himself. And so I told him I'm going to keep it next to my stitching chair, and I can put pins in it, and think of him every time I see it. It's so sweet, so perfect. And then I received when I was at the Steel City Stitchers Retreat, I met a wonderful lady who has a Flosstube channel, but she also sells project bags and things like that. And her name is Barbara Johns. She is Stitching with Grammy on YouTube, and I also believe that's her Instagram also. I follow her on Instagram, and I think that's also her Instagram channel. And I had showed you before that I picked up this this craft bag from her at the Steel City Stitchers Retreat. Look at the beautiful inside. I have, it's already got a project in it. I've already been using it. Loved it so much I needed to use it right away. It has a handle on it. It's a little extra big size than a standard project bag. Let me put a standard one up next to it. So it's a little bit bigger. So it can hold a little bit more stuff. It can even hold an 11 by 11 Q-snap in it. So if I wanted to put that in there with it. So this, when I purchased that from her, I also had ordered a flannel floss friend. And this is it right here. And I'm going to show you what these flannel floss friends that she does. I'm going to show you her label that she has on the back here. She's Stitching with Grammy. Her name is Barbara Johns. And I think she only sells this stuff. I believe you have to contact her on Instagram or maybe even through her Flosstube channel. And, you know, just message her and say, you know, what you would like or want to order. But with this flannel floss friend, she stuck a thank you card in it with a nice, sweet message. She also put a tea bag in the package, and she put her card. This is Stitching with Grammy here. She put her card in with it. She also threw in these nice heavy-duty glossy floss drops that she's made. Look at these. On the back, you can even write, you know, what color the floss maker and the name or number of the floss. So all I have to do is punch holes in this, and I have a good hole punch to do that, and I can use these. Aren't these beautiful? So those came with it. Those were thrown in there with it, along with 2 little DMC flosses that match the colors of the flannel floss friend. So I'm hoping I'm naming that right, but I'm pretty sure because I checked with her and I think I remember right. The inside right here is flannel. So it works well. Let me see, do I have any loose floss laying around anywhere? Here we go. It works well to hold your floss. Your floss will stay on there. And so when you're sitting at your armchair, or I've even been out on my patio, I have another thing that has some flannel on it. If you stick your thread on there, it usually won't blow off. It can blow around in the wind. You can shake this. A dog can bump into it, or a cat or whatever. It could fall off the edge of your chair, and your floss is going to stay on this piece of flannel. So you can put, like, if this is just a leftover piece, and you know you're going to be threading your needle soon with that, you could leave that sitting there. You could put your orts on there, you know, little leftover pieces. However you want to use this little flannel part. You can even stick your needle in there, but she did provide this little flap here that you can use to stick your needles in. And then here are the two snaps that close it. So it's a flannel floss friend, and she designed hers with a zipped up pouch, vinyl fronted pouch also in it. So you could stick your flosses and things down in here. You know, whether they're on a floss drop or bobbins, and keep those in here. And then so when you've got it on your armchair or your end table, and you're stitching, and you've got your threads, your little leftover pieces or stuff that you're still working on here, you got your bobbins or your floss drops, you know, your skeins or whatever here, then you can just take it and snap it all up and put it away in your bag, and you've got it all nice and neat and tidy, and nothing's going to fall out, nothing's going to go anywhere. Also, what she does on every one of her bags, plus her flannel floss friends, she loves to put a little angel charm on all of the zipper pulls, and I think that is just perfectly sweet. So it's just a little angel to be with your piece. So I received that this week. So thank you, Barbara. Thank you so much. And like I said, Stitching with Grammy, Barbara Johns. If you're interested in ordering any of her flannel floss friends or her bags, she does do smaller bags. She does the larger bags. She does, I believe, vinyl fronted bags and things like that. And like I said, here's the other little angel charm on this one, and you can see the rick-rack and all of the different things on here. Beautifully made. It's got her tag on the back right here. So love those. And she is a one-woman shop, and this is just a part-time side business. She does have a full-time job. So I know she took a lot of orders with at the Steel City Stitchers Retreat. So you just have to be patient with her to get her lovely products in. But when she gets them done, she gets them sent out to you, and they're just lovely. So just wanted to show you guys that. Also, I received one of my pre-orders for Market. I pre-ordered one chart from one seller, and then I went back a few days later after I saw a bunch more stuff that I wanted, and I ordered 3 more charts from a different seller. I'm still waiting on those 3 charts. Actually, when I looked to see where it was in shipping, it said it arrived in the Richmond distribution center, so I'm probably going to get it tomorrow, a day late for this video. But I can show you guys my other pre-order Market, Nashville Market pieces that I ordered at my next video. But this one I did get in, and this is one that Cindy, Maddie, and I have already decided. We all 3 fell in love with this pattern, as did many people. And since we all 3 loved it, we were discussing it, I said, how about this be our StitchCon piece for this year? And even if we have to make it a 2-year piece, because it's a larger piece than the Quaker Study, then you know, we'll do that. So we decided we're all three going to start this one at StitchCon this year in June. So I have to wait 3 months. You know how hard that is? I saw this and I already had the fabric, I already had the flosses. I want to start it now. But I'm going to wait. I'm going to be good. I told them I have to tuck it away and put it out of sight, but I'll show it to you guys. And it is Let Love Rain by Teresa Kogut. And I'm going to show you the full picture of it because that's just a partial. And it is this piece right here. Let me see how close I can get it in. You guys can see it. Let Love Rain by Teresa Kogut. I loved the colors. I loved the design. I loved everything about this piece. And knew I wanted to get this one immediately. That's why I said that was my first pre-market order. And then this book also comes with 2 other pieces. It comes with this one here and this little design right up there. So it comes with 2 more, but the main piece in it is the sampler. So I received that in the mail, and I've already picked out, unless I change my mind, I picked out a piece of 28 count ivory Lugana to stitch it on. And I already have all of my flosses ready to go. It mostly calls for DMC, and there are 2 WIPGO dye works, Onyx and what's the other one? Oh, they're both Onyx right there. Onyx, and another one is in here. I think Oscar and Onyx are the 2 WIPGO dye works colors, and the rest are all DMCs. And I'm going to stitch it on this 28 count Lugana. That's my plan. And so I've hidden it away in a project bag already. This is a project bag I got from So Much to Love bags. So I am hiding it from myself, setting it aside, taking it with me to StitchCon in June to start. So I saw it and I said, I really want to start it. I really want to start it, but I'll be good. I'll be good. So I've got this one that was my pre-order from Nashville Market this year. And like I said, I've got 3 other charts coming in that I'll show you the next time because they're not here yet. So my plans for the next 2 weeks, for the rest of the month, are I pretty much was going over a lot of them. I wanted to work a little bit more on A Changed World and try to finish the top portion of this. I want at least get my 8 more hours of my WIPGO, but I'm going to try to finish that top portion of that, work some more on the Quaker study, do 30 minutes a day on that one still, do my One Nation, the flag piece, do 2 more stars and 2 more states for 2 more weeks, a star and a state a week. And what else did I wanted to work on? I wanted to work on Home of a Needleworker that I had showed you. I want to finish that one. I want to see if I can get that one finished. And then I have a few more here that are on my radar for the rest of the month. One of the things that I had done, and I had shown it a little bit in my craft room tour video that I did last week, I had downloaded off of Etsy, Victoria House Designs. She's a Ukrainian designer. She had a few lovely pieces, and this was one that I really wanted to do. So I went and ordered this piece right here. And I actually started it. It's charted in DMC. It only takes about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 DMC colors. So it was easy for me to kit this one up. And I started it, but I started it on this piece of fabric. This piece of fabric here, I can't remember originally what color this was. It was a color that was kind of off. And I thought, let me coffee and tea dye over it to see if it'll look a little better. And so I did. And I had started a while back. I had started the Christmas Village by Sarah on it and didn't like it. didn't like the way it was looking. So I started the Christmas Village on something else. So I pulled this piece of fabric out and I thought this design is only going to measure on 16 count. This is a 16 count Aida. It's only going to measure about 11.5 by 11.5, just under 12 by 12. So I started it on here. I was stitching on this one night and I just wasn't feeling it. There was something with this gray color on this color of fabric that, I don't know, it just wasn't popping out. It was looking pretty washed out to me. It wasn't looking as pretty as I wanted it to look, so I stopped. And I thought, I really, really, really want to stitch this. I want to stitch this, and as I'm stitching it, I'm, of course, praying for and sending well wishes to the Ukraine. So I looked through my fabric stash, and I don't need a really large piece. And I think this piece measures, I want to say like 16 by 20. And this is by Seraphim Fabrics, and it's called Capri, and it's a 16 count Aida. And I purchased this from Garon Stitchery last year. So I love it, and I think I have found the perfect piece for this. This, I think, is going to look gorgeous. Here are the called for DMC threads. I have them there again on one of these little floss cards I purchased off of Amazon. But these colors I think are going to look really nice on here. And I think it's going to brighten up the piece. So even the gray should show up well enough. But I am going to restart it and try it on this. So that's a plan for the next 2 weeks, is to work some on this piece, and it's called All We Need Is Love by Victoria House Designs, and she's on Etsy. I feel like I just always feel so helpless when I see things going on that I really wish there was something I could do. And so just purchasing a chart from a Ukrainian designer off of Etsy so that they could get the funds, hopefully she's received it and got it and it helped her. I have heard from some designers, I think something Princess, that a lot of people have been ordering things from her, Stitchy Princess, I think, off of Etsy. She has already talked about how, told people how it is really helping her to be able to buy groceries, not only for her and her family, but for neighbors also there in the Ukraine. So I just feel like every little bit helps. If each person that can, out of the thousands of cross stitchers that are out there in the world, if each one could just buy one chart from one designer to help them in some small way. This chart cost 10 euros, which came out to about $12 and I think 44 cents American dollars. But 10 euros to go to her, or at least, and I know Etsy, I thought I heard Etsy was waiving their charges to designers in the Ukraine for a short while there. I don't know if they still are. But if that whole 10 euros could go to her, and say 10 people did that, that's $100. That's 100 euro. So I purchased this just to be, along with, other little things that you can do. Just little things can help. They say, it's a drop in the bucket, but everybody's drop in a bucket adds up. So I wanted to do my little part, and I love this design, and I want to stitch it and be thinking of the Ukraine and the people while I am stitching this piece. So that is a plan that I have for the next couple of weeks. And I have this dot dot goose bag that I'm going to put it in, this vinyl fronted bag, because their flower is the sunflower, their country flower. So it's going to be in this sunflower bag by Dot Dot Goose Designs that I ordered off of Etsy also. Another thing that I have planned is my Mirabilia that I haven't stitched on her at all this month, and I try to rotate through I have 3 Mirabilias on the go right now, and this one is Princess Eliana. And so I want to try to get some work done on her over these next couple of weeks because, like I said, I haven't touched her yet. And I am stitching this one on a piece of 16 count Aida in the color Peaceful Purple. It calls for Peaceful Purple, but I think the linen, 32 count linen. So instead I'm doing it on the 16 count Aida. And this is how far I am on this piece so far. So I did get this far on there before, but I haven't touched this in months. So I really want to get her out and get some more work done on her. I want to say I probably haven't worked on her in probably 6 months. And this part that I have done on her is the trail end of her dress. I decided to start over to the left-hand side of the design over here. So it's just this part right here, and I'm starting in this orange part. So I've done this except for the beads. All of the empty spaces in this so far, some right in here in these little pink flowers and in these purple flowers. There's some empty spaces. That's where beads go. And then there are some beads that'll trail along down here. So I do beads last. I do all of the stitching first, and then the Krynic stitching, you know, any metallic specialty thread stitching, sometimes I might put that in as I go. But the beads I always do last. So this is how far I am on Princess Eliana, and she's on a purple, Peaceful Purple, 16 count Aida. I think I just ordered it from 123 Stitch a while back. And then this one is in one of my Lake House Stitch company off of Etsy, one of her bags. So one of her large bags with a handle. And I have, I bobbinated my flosses because there are several colors in this girl. Lots of colors. I mean, this box is full of bobbins. These are all the colors in her. She's very, very colorful. And then I have all of the beads and things that I'll need to finish her. So she has all of these beads that I'll have to put in later. So she's going to be gorgeous when she's finished. Just beautiful. So that is my Princess Eliana. So I do want to work on her some. See if I can get some work done on her the end of this month. These last couple of weeks. And then my other one that I want to get some work on is I try to also rotate through my Twin Peak primitives. I have 3 of those on the go also. And what I want to do is my One Nation Under God piece. I want to try to get some work done on this one because I haven't worked on this one in at least a couple of months now. So this one also is being stitched on a 16 count Aida. What color is this one? This one is Beautiful Beige. And I am using a variety of different threads. The Mirabilia is on the called for DMCs, but this this one is with a mix of the called for pretty much Weeks Dye Works, a couple of Classic Color Works, and then I also pulled in a couple of Victorian mottos for where I didn't have the overdyes. I pulled them out of my stash. If you saw my craft room tour video that I put up last week, you'll see that I had how I house all my overdyed flosses. And so I just picked from some of my ones that I had there. So this is how far I am on this piece. And I was trying to decide, I was looking at this the other day and I was thinking, where do I want to move to right now? And I'm kind of playing with the idea of trying to get over here and see how much more of this flower base I can get in. But I do have the flag on the left-hand side here done. No, I'm on the right-hand side. I did most of the banner here. There's only a tiny bit of this left. And then there's a repeat of this urn of flowers, the swan, and there's another archway, but instead of a little lady, it's a man that's standing under there. And then the same urn of flowers will be over here. And there is another flag over here. So it's kind of mirrored images, kind of, in a way. So I have done all of this right in here. But see this? I have the 2 blue flowers and the urn and some of the leaves. But I want to get some more of the leaves, and there's more flowers here. I think I might work there. I was playing with that idea, or coming down and starting on this huge building. It looks like the White House. So I might, I don't know. We'll see, but that is a plan for the rest of the month. And then a new start. This was something that was a planned new start that I had planned. It's in my So Much to Love bag that has cardinals on it. Because this one is my Teresa Kogut Newcastle bouquet that I have been itching to start and have not started yet. And I have changed my mind on what fabric I want to stitch this on probably 3 times now. So I think I have finally come up with what I want to stitch it on. And that is a piece of 28 count Lugana, what color did I pick here? Wheat. This is the color Wheat. And I'm using all of the called for flosses. So they are some DMCs, Classic Colorworks, and Weeks Dye Works. So I think that's gonna work for this piece. So I want to get started on this one. I was thinking the one that I can't wait to start, that I have to hold off and wait till StitchCon, is a Teresa Kogut, Let Love Rain. So I was thinking maybe I can satisfy myself with working on this Teresa Kogut Newcastle bouquet. So we'll see. I want to maybe get a good start on this one. So you might be seeing this one next time. See where I got on this one. And I think that is it. My basket is empty. This was all of the things that I'm thinking of working on, continuing to work on, starting to work on, wanting to work on some more, you know, pull out and get some work done on. So that is what I've got going on there. I have one last thing I want to show you guys. On my channel, I will always be 100% transparent with you guys. I have showed you things that I purchase and tell you whether I like them or not. Like the Arabesque scroll frames. I told you I love them. I like them. They work very well for me because I've had people ask me before, you know, what scroll frames do you use and do you like them? And so that's why I share that. I tell you, you know, they're Arabesque. I ordered them off of Amazon. I love them. They work great. They're easy to put your project on and off of, things like that. And like I had shared with you in the last video, they're made in the Ukraine. So, but I have something to show you that actually, and then I told you I don't have any affiliation with Arabesque scroll frames. I bought my own scroll frames. I'm just letting you know I like them. They work well for me. Love them. In fact, I've been getting feedback from a lot of people that have purchased them and said that they love them, that they got them and they're loving them. So I'm so happy for that, because I don't want to ever steer you guys wrong in any way, shape, form, nothing. I am just one lady sitting in her basement stitching, and my opinion is my opinion, and other people can have other opinions on things. So I'm not the end all be all of anything. I'm the expert at nothing. So I just know what I like, and I can pass that on to you. I have been contacted. Actually, since I put up my channel, I've been contacted several times by people who have said, would you like to partner with us? Would you like to, you know, review our product on your channel, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I have said no to everybody until this one product that I'm going to show you now. I got sent this for a review. I did not pay for this. So that is what I'm upfront in telling you. I will give you my honest opinion on it, and what my review of it is. So just to let you know. So I actually just got this in the mail today. And when I showed you my craft room tour last week, I had showed you this little, first, this is not it. I had showed you this little bag that I have sitting kind of behind my stitchy spot, and I can throw things in here. And I said, I take this, I can take this on, you know, craft retreats and stuff like that, and I can throw things in it. Oh my gosh, that candle took off. Sorry, got sidetracked. I heard a noise and it was my candle. So I have been using this. I've been using this one for years to take different crafting projects places. And I believe I purchased this at Michael's probably at least 10 years ago. I don't know if they sell it anymore or not. But this is what I have used, and I showed it to you in my craft video. I was contacted by a company called Molly Ollie, and they asked if they could send me one and I could review it on my channel. And I said, sure, I would be willing to review it. Okay. This one, you can find it on their website, or you can also find this on Amazon. And this is what it looks like. It is a tote bag. It is actually was originally designed, and it says Molly Ollie. So you can go to mollyollie.com, or you can go on Amazon and look them up. And this one is called a Mimo Caddy. A Mimo Caddy. It was originally designed as a diaper bag, but it has multiple purposes. You can use it. They found that a lot of crafters liked it, started using it for their yarn or whatever they wanted to carry places. So this is what it looks like. Has a feltish exterior, sturdy handles, and pockets on the outside, and it even has a zippered pocket on the outside. Okay. This one, I measured it at 14.5 by 9.5 by 7 inches high. This one retails right now on Amazon. I looked it up for $28. Okay. My opinion of this, since I got it, I really like it. I really like it. It seems sturdy. One of their selling points that they say on it is that it is chemical free. Came to me in a plastic bag. I took it out of the plastic bag like 2 hours before I came to do my video. It came in the mail. It does not smell at all. It does not have a chemical smell. So that is a plus. It does not have a chemical residue on it. It does not have a weird smell. It's just material. It's sturdy. The things that I like better about this bag than the bag that I have been using for years, it's bigger. I have right now in here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 project bags filled with projects. They've got the project in them. They're not empty project bags. They have projects in them. So it fits 7 of my project bags. An 11 by 11 Q-snap is in here. I stuffed that down in here. An 11 by 11 Q-snap. I have stuffed a magnet board with an extra needle minder on my magnet board. So it has everything in here I would need to travel. It has 7 projects in it. Its handles are long enough. See how much longer these are than the handles on, well, let me see if I can get hold of it with one hand. One of the problems I have with getting a hold of this one, it's worked, I've used it, is that I have to get both of the handles so that I can get my hand on it, because it just barely reaches over top of regular size project bags. And I do have an 11 by 11 Q-snap in here. However, I only have 4 projects in here, and my Q-snap and my magnet board. So this other one, I have 7 projects in it. And this one I have 4. This one comes with outside pockets also, but it does not have a zippered pocket. It just has these pouches that go all the way around. So that is, and that's where you can put a bunch of little things that you want to reach. I have eyeglasses, my readers, a needle book. I have these magnetic bungee ties stuffed in one. You can put your cell phone in this larger pocket. I have hand sanitizer. I have my tape measure. I have, what else do I have in here? My little collapsible Ort container that I would want to take with me to stitch somewhere. And then what I like about this, because I've always wished this one had a zippered compartment. One of the things that this one has is a zippered compartment. And in here, they also have, on both sides, well, on this side, they have a Velcroed pouch on the actual flap. So you can stick things down in this Velcroed pouch. Let me see if I can show it to you in the video. And down in there, I have all of these, my needles on cards. So those are down in there, and it's Velcroed, so they'll stay safe down in there. I have my, the thing I use to measure for margins on a corner. You can keep your little tiny scissors, won't get lost being in an outside pocket or get shoved all the way down in there. So, because I lost something one time carrying that other bag. I can't remember what it was. It came out of one of the pockets one time when I was carrying it. But you could put your tiny little things like your little scissors, you know, in this zippered part, and you don't have to worry about them being way down in the pocket where you can't reach them, or, you know, whatever. So that is another feature that I really love about this. And it also can, I have my seam ripper with my snag nabbit, highlighter if I need it, you know, just different things that can be organized in this zippered part. And when you zip it up, it won't fall out while you're traveling with it. It has many multiple uses, but that is how I would use this. Like I said, it'll carry more. The straps are longer, it has a zippered pouch. It does come with, and I don't foresee me needing it unless I decide to use this for something else besides cross stitch projects, but I have all of these projects in here in this bag, all 7 of these, and 7 is definitely more than enough to take to a retreat. It has these divider pieces that have Velcro on them, and there is Velcro inside here that you can put these pieces on. I'm just going to kind of tap in here quickly, so they're not going to be super neat. Oops, did it backwards. Oh, no, I didn't. Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Let me see if I can just do this real quick. So that has a Velcro strip inside the bag. So if you wanted to divide your bag into separate sections, say you want to use this for another craft, like your planning. Maybe you go off to planning retreats and you want to have pens, pencils, notebooks, or whatever. You can put these pieces in here and have your thing sectioned off. But me, I'm going to use it to carry my project, my cross stitch projects. So I don't foresee needing, I'm sorry, I'm shaking the table a little bit. I don't foresee needing I will keep them because in case I ever decide to use them, but it does come with that. The other thing is, you noticed I was dumping this, but because it's flannel, the stuff doesn't, whoop, my phone came out, but the stuff doesn't fall out of here really easy. So this could probably take a tumble and maybe 1 or 2 things might fall out of your pockets, but not a whole lot. So like I said, it holds all of this stuff. So I am pleased with it. I'm going to use it. I have a retreat coming up next month in Ocean City, and I'm definitely going to be taking this as my thing to carry all of my projects down to the room. The only other thing I have is my, I have a lighted magnifier that I don't have in here. Now, if I chose to take a couple of projects and you have one of those really small folding ones, I have a table clamp and I have a lighted magnifier, and those won't go in this, you know, but if I could fit all of these projects in here, pick up my phone case, and be able to just carry this with my scissors and everything else that I would need. How wonderful is that? This has worked, but I like that one better. So that is my honest opinion on that. Sturdy, does not smell chemically. That is one of their sellers. It has a zipper pouch on the outside. I think it comes in 2 different colors. That one is the turquoise and pink. What one is that one called? That one is the teal and rose, and they have a gray and turquoise, where the outside is the gray felt and the inside is turquoise. Oh, and I didn't show you, but the inside is made out of washable material, like the, so if you could wipe it down. If something sticky spilled down in there, if you were using it to carry snacks and have them in your passenger seat next to you while you were traveling or something like that, and something kind of got sticky in there, you could wipe it down the inside. But my purpose for it is going to be for my cross stitch right now. That is what I think that's going to come in really handy for my retreats. Flying retreats, no, but it can fold flat, and you could put it flat in your suitcase with your project bags, you know, all your little projects, and then put it out, you know, unfold it and put all your projects in it, and then carry it to StitchCon or wherever you're going. Stitch West, all of these different stitching retreats. It does fold flat. I have things in the pocket still, but let me see if I can show you. It came flat. When I got it, it came flat in a box. So it does fold up, but I do have stuff in this pocket here, but it does fold. It folds pretty flat, but I can't fold the other side unless I take the stuff out of the pocket, and there's stuff in these pockets making it fatter. But it does fold up, and then it expands out. So that is my review on the Molly Ollie Mimo Caddy. And I think that was all I had. So let me see. That is it, everybody. I have gone over all of my WIPs, all of my plans. I am going to try to get a kit parade out next week, so look for that, and hopefully come back and check in with you guys again in 2 weeks, which should be right at the end of March, and give you the what I was able to finish for the month of March, and what I want to my start of my plans for April. By then I should have my WIPGO numbers for April that have been pulled by Jessie Marie of Jessie Marie Does Stuff. Find out what my next 2 numbers are and get those pieces out and get ready to start planning on stitching on those. So I think that's all I have for you guys. So I hope you guys have a blessed week, that you get lots of good stitching time, that you stay happy, healthy, and well. And until next time, Stitchers, see ya. Bye.